Welcome to This Week in History, where we delve into the significant events that have shaped the world we live in. This week, we're exploring the remarkable occurrences from calendar week 33 throughout history. On August 12, 1961, construction began on the Berlin Wall, a physical and ideological barrier that would come to symbolize the Cold War. The East German government, backed by the Soviet Union, initiated the wall's construction to prevent East Berliners from fleeing to the west. Over the next few decades, the Berlin Wall stood as a stark representation of the divide between Communist East and capitalist West. It wasn't until November 9, 1989, that the wall finally fell, marking a pivotal moment in the reunification of Germany and the end of the Cold War. On August 12, 1990, the first successful liver transplant using a living donor took place in Chicago. Dr. Christoph Broelsch and his team at the University of Chicago Medical Center performed this groundbreaking surgery, which involved transplanting a portion of a liver from a living donor to a young child with a life-threatening liver condition. This procedure paved the way for more advancements in organ transplantation, offering new hope to patients in need of organ transplants and significantly expanding the possibilities of living donor transplants. August 13, 1521 marks the fall of Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire, to Spanish conquistadors led by Hernán Cortés. The siege and subsequent destruction of Tenochtitlan marked a critical point in the Spanish conquest of Mexico. The city's fall led to the establishment of Spanish rule in Mexico, and the eventual expansion of Spanish influence throughout the Americas. The events surrounding the conquest significantly altered the course of history for the indigenous populations and set the stage for centuries of European colonization in the New World. August 14, 1945 is remembered as VJ Day, or Victory over Japan Day, in the United States. This day marks when Japan announced its surrender to the Allies, effectively ending World War II. Following the devastating atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan's decision to surrender brought an end to 6 years of global conflict. Celebrations erupted across the Allied nations, with people taking to the streets to rejoice in the end of the war and the return to peace. On August 14, 1969, the British Army deployed troops to Northern Ireland in response to escalating violence between Protestant and Catholic communities. This marked the beginning of Operation Banner, the longest continuous deployment in British military history. The presence of British troops was intended to restore order, but ultimately became a significant factor in the Troubles, a period of intense conflict and political unrest in Northern Ireland that lasted until the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. August 15, 1947, is a significant date in Indian history as it marks the day when India gained independence from British rule. After years of struggle led by figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru, India emerged as a sovereign nation. The partition of India also created Pakistan, leading to one of the largest mass migrations in human history, as millions of people crossed borders to join their chosen nation. The day is celebrated annually as Independence Day in India, with ceremonies, parades, and patriotic displays. On August 15, 1969, the Woodstock Music and Art Fair opened on a dairy farm in Bethel, New York. Often referred to simply as Woodstock, this festival became a defining moment of the 1960s counterculture and a symbol of the era's music, peace, and love movements. Over 500,000 people attended the festival, which featured performances by iconic artists such as Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and The Who. Despite logistical challenges and adverse weather conditions, Woodstock is remembered as one of the greatest moments in music history. August 16, 1977, marked the death of Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. Elvis's influence on music and popular culture was profound, with hits such as Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, and Can't Help Falling in Love shaping the sound of rock and roll. His death at Graceland, his mansion in Memphis, Tennessee, sent shockwaves around the world, and fans mourned the loss of an icon. To this day, Elvis remains a pivotal figure in the history of music, and his legacy continues to influence artists and entertain fans worldwide. On August 16, 1896, gold was discovered in the Klondike region of the Yukon in Canada, triggering the Klondike Gold Rush. When news of the discovery reached the United States, an estimated 100,000 prospectors set out for the Yukon, braving harsh conditions and treacherous journeys in search of fortune. Although only a fraction of those who embarked on the journey struck it rich, The gold rush had a significant impact on the development and settlement of the Yukon Territory and played a key role in the history of North American exploration and expansion. August 17, 1807 saw the first successful voyage of Robert Fulton's steamboat, the Clermont, which traveled from New York City to Albany. This journey marked a turning point in transportation history, demonstrating the viability of steam-powered vessels for commercial use. The Clermont's success helped to usher in the era of steam navigation, revolutionizing trade and travel in the United States and around the world by making river and coastal shipping more efficient and reliable. On August 17, 1945, Indonesia proclaimed its independence from Dutch colonial rule. After more than 3 centuries of Dutch presence in the archipelago, Indonesian nationalists, led by Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta, declared independence, sparking a 4-year struggle against Dutch attempts to re-establish control. The Netherlands eventually recognized Indonesia's independence in 1949. The proclamation of independence on August 17th is celebrated annually as Indonesia's Independence Day, commemorating the nation's struggle for freedom and sovereignty. August 18, 1920, is a landmark date in American history as it marks the ratification of the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution, granting women the right to vote. The amendment's passage was the culmination of decades of activism and struggle by suffragists such as Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and Alice Paul. The 19th Amendment's ratification significantly expanded democratic participation in the United States and was a major victory for the women's rights movement, paving the way for further advancements in gender equality. On August 18, 1963, James Meredith became the first African American to graduate from the University of Mississippi. His enrollment had sparked riots and violent opposition the previous year, necessitating federal intervention to uphold his right to attend the university. Meredith's graduation was a significant milestone in the civil rights movement, symbolizing the progress made in the struggle against racial segregation and discrimination in education. His courage and determination continue to inspire efforts toward equality and justice in the United States. As we conclude our journey through calendar week 33 in 2024, we're reminded of the rich tapestry of human history, woven from the threads of triumph and tragedy, progress and perseverance. Join us next time as we continue to explore the stories that have shaped our world. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one, and join us again next week here on Worldwide History Productions.